Over the past couple of years, I have tested and created hundreds of static ads for 7, 8 and 9-figure D2C brands. This one, for example, has had over 5 figures in the past 14 days. I'm Fraser, I'm one of the co-founders at Fraggle, and we help e-commerce brands with performance ad creative. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down some static ads that have actually held spend. But most importantly, I'm going to be telling you why. What made them perform better than others. So, shall we get into it? So let's have a look at this first one, the one that I mentioned in the intro of this video. This is one that we made for the black stuff. So one thing you'll notice here is that we are calling out core SKUs of their main product, their soap. The reason that we do this is because the actual bars look fantastic on camera. But more importantly than that is that they're very recognizable. The chances are that if you're getting fed this ad, then you would have seen the black stuff at some other point on your social. And so when you see this, it's like recognizable straight away who this ad is for. We also know that these are some of their best performing SKUs, and so we want to further push them. But if people have never heard of these SKUs, then we break it down for them. Raw Irish honey, black pepper, menthol, peppermint, cedarwood. We're breaking down the tones because realistically that's the only way that people know if this smells good or not. Do you like the smell of cedarwood? Do you like the smell of menthol and lemon? Because if you do, then you'll probably like one of these soaps. It's very difficult when it comes to selling something which is normally an experience that you'd have in a store. The same goes for like perfume and aftershaves. Very difficult to sell online. You have to sell on emotion and feeling and making people remember those scents. That's why perfume dupe companies do so incredibly well, because in their marketing they can say it smells like blah, 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 i.e. a perfume that you already know how it smells. It makes the sell just that little bit easier, and that's basically what we're trying to do here by describing what it sounds like. We actually tested this with a number of different SKUs, and this was the one that outperformed the rest. Very easy, recognizable scroll stopping colors. If there's one thing you should take away from this ad, it's how important color is in your design, because you can see that the copy doesn't actually play that much of a role. Clean crack offer, smell so good that you'll distract yourself, shop now. That's right at the bottom. The main things people are going to see is the soap and the color. So don't be afraid to use block colors in your ads, because I've mentioned in previous videos before, color psychology is a real thing and it does make people stop on the scroll, and it is particularly effective in static ads. Now the next one is probably a format that you've seen quite a lot. I call it the cartoon format. Essentially, we lean on AI very heavily for this one. We have what I call a headline image. In this case, it's a cartoon pizza with a big smile on its face. That was generated with Nano Banana, and what we're able to do there is capture people's attention using the image. Because if we were to remove the image from this ad, the actual ad itself wouldn't really work. It would be fairly scroll pastable, if that's a word. But when we put the image in there, suddenly it's something that you might stop and read because the image is so ridiculous. This is where AI imagery really shines, I think, because it allows you to do things which would normally take a long time to do, i.e. get something like this, like 3D modeled or drawn. You can do it in seconds and you can put it in an ad. And that image dictated basically the entire design of this ad, because we went for this bold, poppy, poster style design, and all that ties together. But the main important thing here is the imagery, almost like a mascot. I see more and more of these ads all the time on my feed, particularly for like weight loss and supplement brands, because usually it's quite difficult to find images that work for this type of ad. Nobody wants to see yet another ad of someone looking depressed with their head in their hands, like stock footage style. People are sick of it. So instead you can get a little more fun, a little more entertaining with a headline image ad like this. And of course, copy is very important in any static ad. So we have big letters, blood sugar hack. If you are struggling with your blood sugar, then the chances are this is going to grab your attention straight away, and that is at the top of the ad. So we hook people in with the weird mascot pizza image. The next thing they're probably going to look at is the blood sugar hack for people who hate dieting, and then they're going to make a decision. Is this ad for me or not? If it is, then their eyes scroll down further and they say, eat what you want, watch A1C drop. And then they will judge whether they want to click on this ad or not. And that's why these work so well, because the scroll stopping element of it can be generated in, 5 minutes using Nano Banana or some other image generation tool. That's why this one has had so much spend and it's such a fantastic ad. And I think our designer did an absolute cracking job, because I kind of want to bite that pizza. This next ad is one that is currently the top in the ad account. It's scaling incredibly well, and one of the main reasons is social proof. Social proof is at the heart of any good static, and that is why this one that we made for protein.com works so well. We have the product, which already is a very, very vibrant product, incredibly vibrant product image as well. And then right at the top, we have the social proof, which is a kind of like fake looking comment. We grabbed one of the reviews off their website. We generated an image of a lady within the demographic, and then we put it in this kind of frame that makes it look like a comment. Absolutely love these shakes. The weight is dropping off. You cannot get a better like case study of your product than that. And the best part is running in Q1, which is where everybody wants to lose weight. So of course this is going to work. But the main reason it does work is because of the social proof. It's right at the top. People see this and that helps justify the purchase. If it's worked for JS, then maybe it'll work for me. Super simple. It's a product image, it's a comment, and it's shop pineapple coconut flavor. That's it. If someone was on the fence of purchasing, then they're going to purchase after they've seen that. And the results prove it. This is an ad that you could easily mock up in Canva in like 10 minutes. And that is the absolute beauty of static ads, is that you can churn out so many of them in a day that you can be testing them all by the evening. Now, this static ad I call the headliner because the main focus on this is the headline. Life's changing, so did our gummies. Menopause support just got easier and tastier. We love a nice bit of copy at Fraggle. We love writing static ad copy because you can just have so much fun with it. And ads like this, where we're basically pairing a massive headline with a nice bit of imagery, is a great place to start with a static ad. This one ran a couple of years ago and I vividly remember it being one of the winners that we made for them. And I think this was a comped together image. Our designer took the bottle, they put that on a plinth, they put the hands coming in. It's a completely custom made image. Again, something like this now can be made in, Nano Banana very quickly, but this was made completely by hand, believe it or not. But the idea is that your image supports the headline. Menopause support just got easier and tastier. The hands coming in show it's in demand. The flying gummies in the background, the color all kind of shows this like real yummy type of product, which is really difficult to do in an image. But I think again, with the color, like we mentioned before, and the simple design, it makes the product look tasty. These are normally the type of ads that sit in like the middle to the bottom of the funnel, and they just remind people that you're still there and that you still exist. They might be a big fan of this product, they might have forgotten to rebuy it, and so this is the type of ad that reminds them of that. Now, this next ad is one that can be used for so many different niches, and it is the collage ad. We all know what a collage is. We used to make them in art class all the time. You cut a load of things together and you stick them in one image, and that is exactly what we've done here. We've divided the image up into a grid of 4. In one, we have the product image. Mental cloud and unhealthy stress levels is the headline we're going with. And then we have some key call out of why the product is so great. Higher serotonin levels, reduced stress, better concentration. We have the product name, and then we have the order yours, nutriburstvitamins.com. And then finally, we have an image just to kind of fill the space. You could perhaps put like a UGC image there as well for a bit of social proof. But the main thing here that we're doing is we're stopping the scroll by showing multiple things at once. A lot of the time, static ads, as we've seen from the other examples, are normally one image, a headline, or some kind of vary of that. And so by showing 4 different setups on the same screen, we'll stop the scroll because people don't see it that often. Honestly, hooking people can be that easy sometimes. But again, let's look at the color of this. It's all themed around green because the packaging is green. The guy has a green top on with different shades of green in each of the squares. We tying it all together so it looks like a cohesive designed piece of content. Your ads don't always need to follow the same format. Sometimes you can just make them look a little bit different. In fact, one of our clients, Sunday Swagger, does an incredible job at this ad format. They literally just show 4 images of different products that they have in the same static, and those things rip. Now we've got one more left. If you've made it this far into the video, please think about subscribing and hitting the like button. It would be incredible and means so much to me. Now, this next one is probably one of my favorite statics, and honestly right now wins time and time and time again. So this is like the Instagram organic ad. We all recognize that font styling. It's from Instagram stories. And so what we do is we take a photo of the target customer holding the product, just like they're taking a photo for their Instagram stories, and we then pair that with some copy. And the copy is divided up just like how Instagram does, and the whole idea of this is that it fades perfectly into the feed. People are scrolling through their stories at such a rate that they don't realize what content is from who, and so they see this, they read it, and then they click without even realizing it's an ad. We've made these for so many of our brands. In fact, it's one of my go-to ad formats right now. You can even take this to a whole other level, and you can whitelist or partnership this ad as well. That makes it feel even more organic. But the trick is here, if you have a product and you're targeting it at women, get a woman to hold the product in the image. It's the little things, but when a woman would see a hand that looks like their hand holding the product, they think it's for them. If they saw my hairy, horrible, nail-bitten fingers there, they'd probably swipe away. The real takeaway here is that the ads that actually held spend are the ones that had performance in mind when they were designed. We're not just going into Canva or into Figma and just putting a load of images together and calling it a day. We're planning this stuff out. We're scrolling through Foreplay to find different examples. We're having a look at what the competitors are doing. We're having a look on Pinterest for great design. And then we're pulling all that together to make a winning ad. And that is exactly what we do for all of our clients at Fraggle. We help brands profitably scale on Meta with performance ad creative. And if you happen to be spending over $70,000 a month on paid ads and you want us to do just that for you, then you can scan the QR code on the screen if you want, or you can click the button or the link down below to book a call. And if you want to see how I turned that example into a full system, then you can watch my other video, which is exactly that. So you can learn how to build creative systems that actually scale. And until next time, thanks very much for watching. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.